Hey, hello everyone. It's good to be here with you all, um, and it's great to be sharing this moment with students from Batchelor Institute. And we're here at the CAAMA Studios here in Alice Springs. And yeah, so we're going to spend the next hour or so just playing a few tunes and having a bit of a chat and hopefully having a good time. So what I'm going to do is just start off with talking about who I am. My name's Paul Ah Chee. I'm a local musician here in Central Australia. And I'm going to read an extract out of my mother's book called Nomad Girl. And it's about basically growing up here in Alice Springs. And as my parents were in Adelaide at the time, as a lot of us go away from our homelands and our respective places of where we grew up. Most of it go away for schooling and education and playing sports, so I wasn't any different than that. But I came from Stirling. My parents were down there and in Adelaide Hills, and I was born down there. I came back when I was like 11 months old, and I'm just reading this extract out of my mum's book. She says, not quite at the end of the next year, 1958, we decided to come back home. My husband said to me, I think we better go home now. So we ought to go back and spend some time. So we packed our goods, left our little shack, said farewells to our friends and family, and with 11-month-old baby, Paul, we decided to make the journey back to Alice Springs. Mum says she was 26 years old, grown-up woman, married, with a young child. But both her and my dad believed they made the right decision to come back home. When you're young, you think your parents are going to last forever. I came back and I spent some time with my father. He died in 1973. That's my mum's dad. And Alice Springs has been good because I'm at home with family here. Not just my immediate families and my first line of families, but all the extended family from our traditional beings, which is Mantajara, Lurija, and Aranda, who were all married up amongst each other. And Paul then had the opportunity to be bonded with his family, grandparents, and just growing up, he had the opportunity to spend some time. And I won't read from the book now, but I just can remember what Mum said. It's in the book here. But she said that when I was about 12 months, she was sitting there with my grandfather and his second wife. And he put me up into his arms and he held me against his chest. And we called that Nalpa Tangu, which means give you spirit. And I don't remember that, but what I do remember is that I have this strong sense of belonging and knowing where I am and who I am. And he was a strong song man too in a traditional sense. He had strong songs and won ceremonies and danced, and so I was very fortunate to have that. So I pay my respect to my grandfather and to my mother and my father. So this song here is going to do for you now. It's called All About a Girl. And the song is basically off my new EP called Nowhere to Hide. And it's a song about connection, being on country, understanding your culture, but being bold and brave and strong enough to stand up, because there's some big decisions for us to make going forward. This year especially, we've got the voice to Parliament. It's going to go to a national referendum, and Australia will make its decision on whether that's going to happen or not. A referendum doesn't come along every day. The last significant one for us was in 1967. So this song called All About a Girl. So it's been a long time since I've stood in line to hear the song that can make this land stand up and dance for you. what needs to be told as the history unfolds, and then you become bold and brave enough to say that it's only fair to recognize the people. And as we believe it to be right, and to acknowledge those that have been here for a very long time, within the document of this sacred land. Why can't I explain to you all the things you know that I wanted to? It's all about a girl shook up my world, left me to find it. Well, not to stand for something is to stand for nothing. And would it even bother you if you knew that the decision has already been made by you? And to reconcile all the things that one would have you believe is silhouette against the mist of something new, and the wrinkles of life and the mysteries it provides has been waiting right here for you. Why can't I explain to you all the things that I wanted to? It's all about a girl shook up my world, left me to find it. It's all about a girl, shook up my world, left me to find it. What if I could shine a light onto the line? Surely can never be denied. Would it be wise to ignore it? Please tell me why I should not fight for it. Reality sometimes ain't quite what you imagine it to be, or hoped it would be. But the truth and the honesty, what will satisfy me in my mind. And one day all will be revealed, and the recognition will seem to satisfy me, as well as ideas cannot and will not ever define me. But you cannot divide the land and sea. And all of what this means to me, as others' ideas will not and cannot ever define me or satisfy me. It's all about a girl, shook up my world, left me to find it. It's all about a girl, shook up my world, left me to find it. To stand up and embrace the strength of character of what we have and what we got. To remember the past but move forward. At last, you know there's got to be a song that we all can share. And to all those people that come here, do so with the trust and grace of those people that have lived here for a very long time, that understand the connection to the land, the sea, the rivers, the deserts. It's what keeps this place to be what it's meant to be. Whoa! That I want to do. It's all about a girl, shook up my world, left me to find it. It's all about world left me to find it. What if I could shine a light onto the line? It surely can never be denied. Would it be wise to ignore it? Please tell me why I should not fight for it. Live streaming. It's all about a girl. Thank you for the applause. Really appreciate that. Such wonderful people here. Okay, so we're doing another song now off the EP. It's been a bit of a hiatus for me. I used to be in a band called Amanda back in the day, and it was a very successful band, and we're all local, Alice Springs, young Aboriginal men, going out there in the big wide world and trying to make inroads into the music scene. It was a very interesting time. It was great. Had a lot of good times back then. But I went away for 22 years, and I come back, and I've decided to get back into music, and I've released this EP along with a lot of help from a lot of friends. And we talk about what is king or queen, but I'll talk in a male sense. I'll talk about king. People will tell you that content is king. Yes. Other people will say, I say collaboration is king. And then someone else will tell you context is king. You put all those three together, sort of like the three old wise men traveling. And what it is, it's about content, collaboration, and context. You put all those three together, then you'll start to work things out. This song called Humanity, it's off the EP again. And this song, I sort of get a bit despondent, because sometimes I think that we as Australians, and I'm calling all Australians, sort of, sometimes we lack a little bit of humanity, and maybe it's something that is just a passing thing. But I think we need to be mindful that we need to hold on to that. Song called Humanity. Take my freedom, my liberty. All the money gonna set you free. Well, it's healing, there ain't no doubt. I can't somebody work it out? 'Cause we can't live like this anymore. Sky is falling and darkness begins, wrapped in bondage of corporate sin. No religion can work it out. Resolution is what it's about, 'cause it's something we can't do without. Whoa, can I stand with the wind? Oh, I don't know where all this might end. See the highway leading to my front door. No, I can't take this anymore. Thought the wisdom of an old friend. Ask the question of how this man who decides he's in or out. Stake your claim then, hold your ground, 'cause who knows what might be found. I felt the heartache when humanity died. All the anguish that built up in time have no answers or reasons why. when my friend gets high, 'cause he can't live like this anymore. Whoa, can I stand with the wind? Oh, and I don't know where I'll be smiling. Oh, see the highway leading to my front door. Oh, and I can't take this anymore. I can't take this no more. Can't take this no more. Say tomorrow is where it is. Say tomorrow. Share a vision, optimism. Don't let it down, 'cause who knows what might be found. Whoa, can I stay with the wind? Oh, and I don't know where I'll be smiling. See the highway leading to my front door. Oh, and I can't take this anymore. I can't take this anymore. Thank you all. Song called Humanity. Okay, so we're going to keep moving things along here. Song called Nowhere to Hide. It's very much a song about things that impact on pretty much all of us, but those who choose not to be here with us anymore. And a song that I wrote because there's been a lot of this happening in my family and close friends, and you don't really understand why. So it's a bit of a therapy thing for yourself also. A song called Nowhere to Hide. Well, I woke up this morning to say to myself, I feel fine. As I looked out the window and I watched my life pass on by, and it mystifies me as to why I'm feeling this way. And my thoughts are just memories of something I just can't find. Something's changing, something deep down inside. So I traveled to some place far away where I could hide. And it sure would be nice if you were here by my side. As my thoughts start to wander to some place that no one can find, and I can't figure out just why I'm feeling this way. Something's changing, something deep down inside of me. So much feeling is kept inside. Show me a sign or something that I can't believe in. Show me that I can't hold on to. loneliness. So I washed down a whiskey to say my last goodbye. You know, if only I could be certain that you were gonna be alright. So I can't understand it. You know, I can't seem to satisfy all the feelings of uncertainty that no one can hide. Something's changing, something deep down inside of me. So much feeling is kept inside. Show me a sign or something that I can believe in. Show me a sign or something that I can hold on to. And nowhere to hide. You know I can't hide from the feeling of confusion, loneliness. Well, I can't stop the feelings of loneliness tonight. As I fight off the demons of darkness stealing my life. And I can't understand it. You know, I can't seem to satisfy all the feelings of loneliness taking my mind. Something's changing, something deep down inside of me. So much feeling is kept inside. Show me a sign or something that I can believe in. Show me a sign, you know, something that I can hold on to. Show me a sign or something that I can take with me. Nowhere to hide, you know I can't hide from the feeling of confusion, loneliness. Well, I woke up this morning to say to myself, I feel fine. Well, thank you. Listen, if there's problems you've got, there is always Beyond Blue and Lifeline if you need to get that support. And just take care of yourself. It's a good world out there. Okay, so going to do a song now called Civilized World. Song I wrote in 1990 with the band Amanda. And it's a song about, I was watching TV, you know, in my spare time, writing songs. And I saw this US battleship. It was moored in or anchored in Fremantle. And a US Navy person, he's looking at the TV and he saw the President of the United States playing golf. And he was heading off to the Gulf to fight this war that he really didn't understand why they were going there. And jumped out the porthole and swam ashore, and obviously the military police picked him up and he would have got arrested and court-martialed and all that sort of thing for desertion. But nonetheless, I think, you know, we look at what's happening in Ukraine now. and the Russian invasion there and the impact it has on people that are affected by war. We're so lucky here in Australia, you know, even though we had wars, the first frontier wars, when white settlers first come here, you know, we just didn't lay down, we fought, but we were conquered at the end. So anyway, this song, yeah, sort of means a lot to me. I think it's something that, you know, look at it now, I think, what's going on. It's called Civilized World. Well, we traveled from Sydney to Fremantle town on board a ship called Adelaide. Mama cried, oh my son, come back someday. So we set out to sea while the powers that be drove at 3 iron off the tee. Don't know why, oh why we have to go and fight. Well, civilized world ain't no place for a man like me. Oh yeah, spend a lifetime pleasing society. Down if I can understand this world. Oh yeah, 20 years from now and it could be hell. So we're stuck in the gulf of this faraway land. Hot sun beats down on me. I can't hide all of my anxiety. So when the president's man and his ministers to say, hey, no to hostility, I say, my, oh my, ain't that hypocrisy? Well, a civilized world ain't no place for a man like me. Oh yeah, spend a lifetime pleasing society. Down if I can understand this world. Oh my, 20 years from now and it could be hell. Well, you know, it's been 30 years over there in Iraq and Iran, and you could probably say, it is hell. So do you know why you're sailing to war? But do you know why? But do you know why you're sailing to war? But do you know why? Know why you're fighting? Oh. So I sit on the side of the ocean and I looked out across the sea. What's to come? Oh my, this is the place for me. So I sat for a while, you know, and I started to smile, remembering good times that we had. Don't know why, oh why we have to go and fight. Well, a civilized world ain't no place for a man like me. Oh yeah, spend a lifetime pleasing society. And if I can understand this world, yeah, oh my, 20 years from now, it could be hell. Thank you. Thank you. I just think about all those people, families, and that are getting caught up in those war-torn countries and jets, you know, you've come from Darwin, you can hear those jets, you know, flying in. Imagine that happening every night and the intensity of that. And how horrifying would it be for young people? I think about the young kids, you know, and the old people and everybody. Civilized world. Do we live in a civilized world? That's the question. Thank you. Okay, I think we're going to see if we can have some questions coming in. If you want to ask any questions, we can have a bit of a chat. If not, I keep going. I'll do a song for you while we're waiting. I don't see anything coming my way in a hurry. Maybe I can tell a few jokes or something. I'm not a very jokey person, but I like having a good laugh. It's one thing that's sustained our culture over a long period of time is our capacity to have humour, because we lived under extreme circumstances in very hard and trying conditions. Back in the day, you couldn't go to Coles and Woolies to grab food. You had to go and get it. You'd have to work out, like, how am I going to get that food, you know? And you got to travel. You work out now. You can't jump on a plane or jump in a car, you know. You'd have to walk. You'd have to work out, oh, that'll rain that country that way. We'll be right, we can travel. But then you've got to go through the whole process of getting permission to travel to other people's country. And, you know, so it's a very interesting period that was back then. Still interesting now. Still exciting now for all of us. And I do a song for you, the song about Alice Springs. Song I wrote about country and just growing up here and looking at how the landscape changes and just about how we feel living in this arid lands, but it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful for everyone's country, wherever you come from. Just got to take the time to appreciate it. A song called Roll on the Wind. Well, I know that I love land I see that surrounds me. Roll on the wind, hot wind to blow. Stories been told of a dream time, yeah. Roll on the wind. Stay a while, you can't stay forever. Roll on the wind. Hey, got to survive. You can't live together. Roll on the wind. Sometimes I wonder, you know, I can't feel so far away. That is something that I just can't take. Roll on the wind. Roll on the wind. Red dust is swirling, the eagles circling high above me. Roll on the wind. Storm clouds are growing, you know the tide river's flowing, flowing on by me, yeah. Roll on the wind. Stay a while, you can't stay forever. Roll on the wind. Hey, got to survive. You can't live together. Roll on the wind. Sometimes I wonder, you know, I can't feel so far away. But it's something that I just can't take. Roll on the wind. Roll on the wind. Roll on the wind. Land is so old. The winters are cold. Winds are blowing. Roll on the wind. Storm clouds are growing. You know the tide river's flowing, flow on by me. Roll on the wind. The winters are cold, freezing actually. Roll on the wind. Oh, stay a while. You can't stay forever. Roll on the wind. Hey, got to survive. Oh, live together. Roll on the wind. You know, I can't feel so far away. That it's something that I just can't take. Roll on the wind, roll on the wind. Yeah, that wind's rolling. It's rolling all right. And anybody going to Canberra, they'll be feeling that cold wind coming through off the Alps. Yeah, that's just something that I was talking to someone earlier. I know we're live streaming, but it's always a conversation that we're having. Okay, so looks like I'll just keep on moving along. Roll on the wind. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a cover song for you. And it's always interesting doing cover songs. One, you know, picking the right song. And you got to like the song if you're going to cover it. And then you got to think, well, okay, how's that going to sound live? Done it live a few times, so it's cool. I like it. Song from Dua Lipa. And, you know, it's very outrageous for a male take on a female song. Actually, I'm looking at a Taylor Swift song too, so we'll have to look at that one down the track. But this song called We're Good. I really like Dua Lipa. I think she's exceptional talent. Goes like this. I'm on an island, even when we're close. Can't stand the silence, rather be alone. I think it's pretty plain and simple. We gave it all we could. It's time for me to stand by the window. Let's end it like we should and say we're good. We're not meant to be like sleeping and cocaine. So let's at least agree to go our separate ways. I'm not gonna judge you when I see you with somebody else. Just as long as you swear you won't get pissed when I do it myself. Let's end it like we should and say we're good. Don't need to hide it. Go get what you want. We can make this easy. If we both don't hold a grudge. I think it's pretty plain and simple. We gave it all we could. It's time for me to stand by the window. Let's end it like we should and say we're good. We're not meant to be like sleeping. So let's at least agree to go our separate ways. I'm not gonna judge you when I see you with somebody else. Just as long as you swear you won't get pissed when I do it myself. Let's end it like we should and say we're good. Now you holding it against me like I knew you would. Time to say goodbye. So don't give me that look, just say we're good. We're not meant to be like sleeping in the so let's at least agree to go our separate ways. I'm not gonna judge you when you're with somebody else. Just as long as you swear you won't get pissed when I do it myself. Let's end it like we should and say we're good. Thank you all. Say we're good. Breakup song. Who'd want to break up with Dua Lipa? It has to be her decision, wouldn't it? I'm going to have a laugh. I'm an old man. Sort of. Maybe. Anyway, I'm getting no signals here in terms of how long I got to go, but I'm looking. I can't see anybody. Yes? You can ask a question, correct? Yeah, great question, and I think that, I say to people, and when you get older, you sort of, hopefully you get a bit more wiser, and you have what they call wisdom, and you can look back and you can reflect and you can get a better understanding as to what you're doing. When you're young, you're not thinking about it. You're just thinking about being young. I say to people, your life is your journey. Your journey is your life. Own it. As soon as you own your journey, you own your life, it becomes a lot more clearer. So for me, I've worked that out, I've sort of figured, well, I must just follow what I believe I want to do. And my journey has always been music, although, like I played professional football back when I was young, and I don't regret that because I think that was a great opportunity for me to make friends and lifelong friends, that friends that will be my friends forever, and memories. And but music was always underlying. It was always sitting there. And like I said about my grandfather holding me to his chest, he gave me that song because he was a big song man. And there's another Aboriginal fellow. He lives in Beswick, Peter Miller, and he's Predam also. So I'm Predam, he's Southern Islander. And his father and my grandfather used to sit down and sing these beautiful songs in Predam, So they're songmen, and I think that you always have that in you, and you know that that's what you are meant to do. And whilst, there's some times when you think about music, you think, okay, it's got to be put over there because you've got responsibilities. You've got to make money. And any musician will tell you that there ain't no money in music unless you are fortunate enough to, come from a period of time when the Rolling Stones and everybody else like that were out there and they were just making the money, and they're still making the money today. But you make a little bit, but it's not about the money. It's about the story. And I can only speak for myself as an Aboriginal musician. I write songs that are related to our land and our culture and our struggle. And I feel that's my therapy, and that's what I feel like I have an obligation to do. It's interesting with I was watching this interview with Nina Simone, and she was a fantastic jazz pianist, musician, and songwriter, and she spent a lot of time in Europe, basically. And I remember her saying that she has an obligation, and she'd feel like she wouldn't be doing the right thing if she didn't think about things that affected her and her peoples, and to bring it to light and use that platform to do that. So I gather us as musicians, we like to sort of bring that to the forefront, and that's why I write songs like All About a Girl and Nowhere to Hide and Roll on the Wind and Civilized World. And there's a whole host of my songs about issues. And to answer your question, that's why I'm here now, because I still got a story to tell, and my journey's only just begun. And that's another thing that you got to remember, that your journey's always beginning. Every day, your journey begins again. And it's a beautiful day. It's a brand new day. There's a play called Brand New Day. Love it. Love it. Love Brand New Day. I remember I'll just tell you a story about, and it's about all of this stuff around, us as a group and a collective. We sort of share experiences, we share ideas, and we tell the yarns, and we live off of it because it makes us feel good. I can remember the first time I saw Archie Roach play, and it was it would have been about 1991, 92. we were in Adelaide, and we were going there for the Fringe Festival, and every Aboriginal band of note was there. You know, we had scrap metal there. We had, Colour Stones. I think Yossi India were there. They might have been overseas touring at that time, but everybody was there, and we're at this hall, Theban Town Hall, and we're all playing, and then the MC came on and said, "Oh, okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've got this act coming in now from Melbourne. They've just been in the studio, and they've just recorded an album called Charcoal Lane." And we're all, yeah, because we had no idea. I'm talking about, And then Archie came out, and the first song he sang was "Took the Children Away," and it was just like, everybody in the room went, "What the hell is that?" It was just so powerful. But it's all about that. It's all about storytelling. It's all about, us all getting together, and on then that night after that, Brand New Day was for the first time ever being taken out of West Australia, and they were showing it live in the Festival Theatre in Adelaide on the River Torrens, and it was a live performance. And if Archie Roach blew my mind, Brand New Day actually blew my mind too. It was just so fantastic, and the scrap metal band with a backup band, and Ernie Dingo was Uncle Tadpole, and and it was just like, I think to myself, wow, how good is this? And it was just all that theatre, and now we've got fashion and all that sort of stuff happening. And I gather, I know that's a roundabout way of me answering the question, but it's about my journey. It's about what drives me, and I believe I've got a talent, so I can't let it be wasted. So I don't drink, I don't smoke. I was a vegetarian. Now I've gone back to eat some meat. Then I'll go back to eating a vegetarian. I'm trying to be a good citizen, save the world. But just live your life and try and fulfill your life, and try and be as honest as you possibly can to yourself. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's a really good question again. So I think that it's really a difficult period. I think what we're seeing now is the outcome from 40 years ago, and policies that were introduced, and incrementally it's come to this point where we have a whole group of people that are disaffected by it all, and really find it hard to be involved and engaged in terms of this community that we all are in, and there's rules apply to how you live in a community. That's I think it's a behavioural thing, and it can stem from a lot of different reasons as to why. There could be trauma involved. There just could be all uneducation. People got nothing to do during the day, and thinking, well, I got nothing. What have I got to lose? But the most strongest thing of all is the culture. If I'm talking about Aboriginal people, it's our culture, it's our language, it's our law, LORE as well as LAW, and it's just how we can show leadership. But what you got now is you've got a lot of young people that have basically lacked the empathy and respect that probably wouldn't have happened back in my day. We would have got pretty much pulled in the line pretty quickly. But we're a different generation, and I really can't talk about this new generation. But all I know is that someone that's 12 years old doesn't want to talk to someone that's 64 years old. They want to talk to someone that's 15 years old, and talk to them about, what, what you might be able to achieve. So I gather it's probably not answering your question, but I think there's got to be a holistic approach in terms of how we approach this with organisations, with government policy, and like the voice to Parliament. that's not going to solve poverty by any stretch of the mind. Not going to solve the issues we see on the street immediately, but by doing that, at least you probably won't get policies like the intervention come in, which basically made things difficult. But then there's other things like access to grog, I think probably was a good thing, and income management, so people couldn't spend all their money on alcohol or gambling. It's a really complex problem, and I think we are working towards trying to establish a pathway for how that might happen. And it's quite clear that juvenile detention doesn't work. Just locking our young people up in jails is just not the right thing to do, and we need to get them back on country and spending some time and you know, and having a future. It's all right to say go back on country, but you want to also live in town here. You want to live in Melbourne, Sydney, New York, wherever. You got to have those aspirations, but you got to have the tools to be able to get there. And so it's a long way. And I gather it's a good segue into the song I'm going to do, called "Climbing the Mountain." You know, because that's what it is. You know, we're in the process now of climbing a mountain, and we don't know how we're going to get there, but we can just try. So we'll start a song. Climbing the mountain, trying not to fall. Staring at the distance, trying to make sense of it all, yeah. Reaching for the skyline, and I'm feeling so alone. Staring at the distance, such a long way from my home. Might not be there, but there's one thing I know. I'll search for success, but I'll never ever sell my soul. Climbing the mountain, we will find a way. When you got nothing, something will come your way. Believing in something helps you find a way. We'll take care of someone along the way. Yeah. Welcome to the city. The writing's on the wall, screaming over the siren. Don't you listen to their call. Reaching for the skyline, you know I feel it so alone. Oh yeah. Staring to the distance, such a long way from my home. Oh yeah. It might not be there, but there's one thing I know. I'll search for success, but I'll never ever sell my soul. Climbing the mountain, we will find a way. When you got nothing, something will come your way. Believing in something helps you find a way. We're climbing the mountain, we will find a way. So we just got to find a way. Thank you. Okay, so I'm getting to the end of the road here. So look, one more song. One more song maybe. Yeah, I'll do one more song maybe. I got a song called Maybe, but I won't do that one. Hallelujah. It's really good to be here. Live streaming with the wonderful crew here from Batchelor Institute. And it's just so good, you know, like to see all these people behind the scenes that are capturing and documenting. So important. We're here at CAAMA, and we had a program called Nanapa Nandawananaka, and that was collecting stories. We got them all archived and digitized, and the stories there that have from people that have well and truly passed now, and it's so important for our culture and for us passing it on to Australians, because we all got to be one, and we're a part of it, important part of it. So CAAMA Studios and Batchelor Institute, thank you for having me here. I'll do one more song. I'm going to do a song about Alice Springs, and it's a song that was done by a founding member of Amanda. His name's Danny Plain, and we all started the band together, and Danny left the band early, and just recently, you know, he was diagnosed with early stages of dementia, and he's disappeared, and we haven't located him, and we don't know where he is, and this is over 2 years now. So, but a really warm thing for me is that we hadn't played for 28 years, and we did a testimonial concert for Oriel Andrews, and Oriel Andrews was a fantastic pioneer in terms of Aboriginal woman singing country music, went on the Reg Lindsay show, and if you got the time, have a look at Oriel Andrews, and she was just like a pioneer and brave young woman, left here at 17 years old, and sort of took the world by storm. And we did a concert there, and I asked Danny to come and play with me, and everyone was going, you're mad, what are you doing getting him to play with you? You'll forget the words, you know. He'll get up there and he won't know what he's doing. Hey, we got up there and he kicked it. Absolutely kicked it. It was so good, so good. It made me feel so proud. And I know he was proud too, because I could see it in his eyes, you know. And so this is a song called Alice Don't Grow So Fast. I grew around her, watched her grow, yeah. I went away for a few years. I came back yesterday. Well, what have they done to her? Torn her apart, yeah. Whoa, dressing her up, yeah. Concrete and you're dressing her up, yeah. In concrete and and soon there'll be tall buildings flocking at the sky, yeah. Whoa, and I wouldn't see the hills, yeah, for the fog in the sky. I wouldn't see the hills, yeah, for the fog in the sky. So Alice, don't grow so fast. Let your young days last, yeah. Whoa, whoa, they're dressing you up, yeah. Been concrete and yeah. Whoa, whoa, dressing you up, yeah. Concrete and so Alice, don't grow so fast. Let your young days last, yeah. Dressing you up, yeah. In concrete and I. Hope you're in a good place, Dan. Thank you. Kalamata. That means finish.